I'm scared. If Mike's not here, we can't really do the sports section of the y'all show.
No, not really.
So
but,
we can't really make a part of that. We can just let it record while we mull about, and then eventually it'll hit. I'll start talking.
Okay.
I mean, that works. So how about James Harrison?
How about James? I don't keep up with sports, so.
Your cancer. James Harrison, the linebacker formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's played his entire career there, with the exception of some time as an undrafted rookie with the Ravens. I think it was like 2008 or 2009 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He's about to sign with the Cincinnati Bengals.
This is why it should be a podcast, because the smile that you had, and all the microphones not being hit and wobbling,
wobble.
People are gonna turn this shit off immediately.
Well, that's why we don't start with this chicken shit.
Okay.
Good Lord, what?
You gotta wobble it about to make sure it stays in place, like that. See?
Okay. If you say so. But
that's how I made him.
Yeah, he's projected to be the strong side linebacker. We're in contract discussions with him. What's today? Is today Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday, April the 16th.
Then that means we should be working on something. I'm actually going to pull up the Bengals website and see if there's anything new on the matter. But he's projected to be the strong side linebacker, despite having never played in a 4-3 defense. But that would leave Vontaze Burfict as the weak side backer, Ray Maluga in the middle, and James Harrison as the strong side Cincinnati Bengals linebacker. And it feels good. Feels good, man. Feels real good.
Nothing like dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air and my penis.
2 minutes, 43 seconds.
What are you going to do? Sometimes these things take time. We were talking about magic and I got distracted, so now I'm thinking about bug.
Well, just go with what feels natural.
Talking about bug?
Yeah, talking about bug.
So, I realized my math was off the other day when I told you over 9,000, because the setup for that would actually... That's my water. What are you doing?
I'm drinking it.
Now I'm gonna get the herpes in my nostrils. Oh, fantastic.
It was near me, and I forgot my water's over there, so I'll get you more
Shit
water
happens.
eventually. You're never getting more water.
I better not. But my math was off. The way that I had projected it would, in fact, draw my deck out. Because of Zagana. Because she was going to enter the battlefield with like 56 fucking counters on turn 5. But the process goes, as I'm planning for it, is turn 1, Arbor Elf. Turn 2, Gyre Sage. Turn 3, tap for 3, one of which will be a black. Use the Arbor Elf to untap in this instance, the Overgrown Tomb, which gives me the 4th mana I need to cast Corpsejack Menace. He evolves the Gyre Sage, giving her 2+1/+1 counters. That 2 green mana can be spent on jacking off. You don't need anything with it. Just take the mana burn. Go to turn 4, and you now have 4 lands, 2 green on the Gyre Sage, plus the Arbor Elf. So, you tap 3 of your lands, and cast the new Renegade Krasis, which, for those of you who don't know, is 1 and 2 green for a 3/2 with Evolve. But his special ability is, whenever he evolves, all your other creatures with a +1/+1 counter get another +1/+1 counter. So, stick with me now. I've spent 3 of my mana. I still have 1 more untapped land, an Arbor Elf for another untapped land, and 2 green for the Gyre Sage, which gives me enough to cast another Corpsejack Menace, which evolves the Gyre Sage, giving her 4 counters, putting her at a total of 6, and evolves the Renegade Krasis, giving him 4 counters, and because he evolves, 4 more counters go onto the Gyre Sage, putting the Gyre Sage at 10. At this point, you're now going into turn 5 with the 1/1 Arbor Elf, an 11/12 Gyre Sage, 2 4/4 Corpsejack Menaces and a 7/6 Renegade Krasis. This was the part of the process where I then said, oh, cast Sagana! But it would draw your deck out because you draw 40... Oh, wait, maybe my math wasn't off. Yep, my math was not off, because the Gyre Sage is an 11, which would be Zagana comes into play with 44 +1/+1 counters, putting her at 45 power, meaning you draw 45 cards, but to this point you've only drawn 12. So it does work, leaving you at 3 cards in your deck and your whole deck in your hand. In addition to this, the Gyre Sage evolves, giving her... Well, the Gyre Sage evolving doesn't matter at this point too much because I've already tapped her because I want to use 4 of her to use on Zagana along with 2 blues off my land. Then tap the Arbor Elf to get 1 back. So I have 4 untapped lands and 6 floating green mana.
See, the reason that sucks is turn 1 I would play an Arbor Elf, turn 2 I would play a Chromatic Lantern, and then turn 3 I would just Supreme Verdict your board.
You could. Also an option. I mean, obviously, it's not perfect against, your shenanigans and bullshit.
Actually, theoretically...
yeah, but how many people have you seen actually use Chromatic Lantern? I haven't seen that.
Not many, because they don't know how to use it, because nobody plays all 5 colors.
Right.
Except for the people playing Door.
So, you.
Yeah. Well, no, I've seen 4 people play Door.
Really?
And win.
Huh.
Top 8, yeah.
Top 8.
I was not one of them because I'm not running the expensive version of it.
Yeah. That's because we're not faggots.
Because turn 1, Arbor Elf, turn 2, Lantern.
Can we say faggots on the radio?
Yeah. Turn 3, Keyrune. And then you Supreme Verdict, because now, guess what? You don't have creatures, and I have the chance to start hitting with.
I mean, sure. Also an option. But at this point, you still have 10 usable mana and all these cards in your hand, which should mean you'll have no problem going Bioshift Zagana's counters onto the Gyre Sage, which multiplies her 44 counters 4 times, giving you almost 200. Including the 10 off the Gyre Sage, you then move all those, so you have just over 200, moving them to the Renegade Krasis. You take his counters, and that's 2 Bioshifts, a 3rd Bioshift onto the Corpsejack Menace, a 4th Bioshift onto the other Corpsejack Menace, giving you an obscene number. And you've used 4 of your 10 mana. You then use 4 to cast... I don't remember the name of it. I want to say it's called the Conclave, but I know that's wrong. It's 3 and a green. Target creature gives +1/+1 for each creature you control, and trample. You have...
Chorus of Might.
Chorus of Might, yes, thank you. You have 6 creatures. So he gives another +6/+6 in trample. It still leaves you with 2 mana, which is enough to cast a Dispel on your fucking Fog, and a Mizium Skin when you try to blow me up. Alternately, rather than 4 for Chorus of Might, 1 for a fucking Rancor for all of you, you know who you are. And that still leaves you 3 more mana, which means you can cast 2 Dispels just in case.
You could play Regrowth to put a green card. Is it Regrowth? That's the old one. I don't know what the new one is.
I know what you're talking about though. To go get yeah. Well, you could to go get another Bioshift.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be all right. How much does that cost?
2.
2? Oh, well, that'd be perfect.
Oh no!
1 for Rancor.
If you're playing Bug, you can play Grizzly. Not Grizzly Salvage.
Not Grizzly Salvage.
Treasured
Find.
Yep.
That works. Yeah. So Treasured Find goes and gives me back a Bioshift. I'll Bioshift back to the first Corpsejack Menace and swing the original without this added stuff. It's using Chorus of Might for that 4 mana. Is over 9,000 trample damage.
I still like
on turn 5.
I still like the possibilities with Obsidat's Aid coming up.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be anybody who says Obsidat's Aid is not probably the best card in the set is legally retarded.
I'm going to go with the enchantment for Boros right now.
The Boros enchantment, Yes, but think about how easy it is to blow it up.
Yeah, but you can still sacrifice it in response to somebody trying to blow it up. So they wasted their response for something later. Just saying.
I mean, but it's so cheap, especially with
Yeah.
it's not turn and burn. If one of the new fusion cards, if one in a red or a white, and if destroy target art.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's a white to destroy an enchantment.
Yeah.
So as soon as you play that shit, I'll blow it up for a white. What? What's the problem?
You're bouncing.
I'm bouncing, so you can't hear anything.
No, there you go.
Oh, all right.
Now it's fixed.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Problem solved. Except that it's still rattling. So.
Problem solved.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that the enchantment is not crazy. Also, I looked it up on TCG Player while you were gone. It's $17 right now. 17.
Which one?
The red white enchantment.
I called it, didn't
Yeah.
I? Yeah.
Raul Zarek's down to 28, I believe.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Down to.
Only $28 for a piece of cardboard. It's not even usable cardboard. I can't build a hobo hut with this.
I mean, you could try. It would be a really tiny hobo.
Maybe an ant hobo.
You could probably fit in there.
I don't know. He's a homunculus. They're pretty sizable.
He's tiny.
I mean, yeah, he's tiny, but he's like yay high. I can't cover that with a card.
I wish you could see the description of yay high. Oh, you could cover it with a piece of cardboard, but
I mean, it wouldn't do much good. He'd still be totally lost.
I still can't wait to make the deck based on Search the City for Totally Lost.
Are you doing that?
Eventually. I saw someone do it online, and I was like, I don't care if I lose. I gotta do it.
I don't remember how Search the City finishes. Like, what happens at the end of it?
I don't remember.
Oh, all right. Well, while we continue talking, I'm going to Google it. Because this is... I remember it being really dumb and almost completely unplayable. But it did have a cool effect at the end, so we'll see what happens.
I feel like there's a plane flying over us. Is there?
It's a helicopter.
Oh,
yes.
it's a hula cooper.
It's a Julio copter.
Oh God.
It's a Julio Jones copter.
Well, maybe you can actually catch a pass.
When Search the City enters the battlefield, exile the top 5 cards to your library. Whenever you play a card with the same name as one of the exiled cards, you may put one of those cards with that name into its owner's hand. Then, if there are no cards exiled to Search the City, sacrifice it. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. It's very convoluted. Not... No, unplayable. Unplayable, give it the banhammer.
What?
You heard me. So, the Vizkopa, the Blood Baron of Vizkopa. I came everywhere last night, not even knowing what the card did. I just read the name, Blood Baron of Vizkopa. He gets me wet. Protection from white and black. In a multicolor set, everybody suck my dick.
I mean, he might be good during like limited formats, but he costs too much.
Yeah, but for those of us, well, for those of you who will not spend $15 on an Obsidat, I'm guessing he's going to be a couple of bucks and is, in my opinion, a better alternative. Why? Because Obsidat has protection from sorcery speed removal. The Blood Baron of Vizkopa is immune to black and white.
Yeah.
Orzhov, Golgari, Dimir, Boros, Azorius. Am I missing any?
I don't think it.
Selesnya. Yeah, you're not going to play some shenanigans and exile target creature with your white crap. You're not going to play, well, things like...
He would still get Supreme Verdict, though. He would still get Merciless Eviction.
Okay.
He would still get, well, depending on what the life total is, he can easily get Mizzy Mortared.
Okay.
He can get Aetherized. He can get...
Okay.
Unsummoned. He can get countered once he...
Is Unsummoned still standard legal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't
13.
remember if it came out in 13
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah, Unsummoned comes out every year, I believe.
Oh, well, what the fuck was I doing? I've had Unsummoned this whole time.
Yeah. Unsummoned's... Well, it's not that good.
I mean, it's alright.
It's alright for early game, but once you get past turn 3, it's kind of useless.
Really?
Well, depending. Well, you're also talking to me who plays against rush decks and plays rush decks. So
Yeah, I don't believe in rush.
that's because you lose to it every time.
Because it's chicken shit.
Well, I mean, the new rush is terrible. Turn
The new
one,
rush is dumb. Turn
Turn
one,
one,
I'll play this guy. Turn
I'll play
two,
a
I'll play.
goblin. Turn two, burning tree, burning tree, burning tree, lightning, mauler, swing.
How about eat a dick? Just because the internet told you these cards go well together, doesn't mean you have to do that. You can use your mind and make something new and creative and enjoy the game that you spent all this money paying to play.
I'd rather win, personally, but I mean, you also look at the decks I play, so I'm never going to win.
Exactly. We play decks that aren't going to win.
What was the last two decks that we played at Friday Night Magic?
What was it you played?
You tell them what you played.
Oh, I played Heartless Summoning Demons, which actually... It got crushed by rush decks because it doesn't really do much until turn 4. But the other two decks I played, it was Azorius with red so he could Reckoner. Although he didn't really need to. He just had a little bit of red in there. And the other deck was green, red, wolves, and spiders. It was Rancor, Pyreheart Wolf shenanigans. And I beat them furiously about the head and shoulders with my dick.
With your blood gift. Is that the name for it now?
No, I said my dick.
Yeah, the blood gift.
I mean the blood gift.
That would be a great name for your penis.
For my penis? I don't know if Lauren would go for that.
How about the desecration?
The desecrator. That or I'll call him Macias. Or I could just dub
The
it
Unhallowed.
I was going to say the Unhallowed. It'd be a sweet name for my penis.
The deck that I played was
Fucking
Simic.
Master Biomancer.
Master
Which reminds
Biomancer.
me, if you're not using those in something you're doing soon, can I borrow those for my bug deck?
Yeah.
Alright,
That's
sweet.
Yeah.
Or I'll trade you Garrick for two of them.
No.
I had to try.
Not doing that.
Apparently he's $11 online. I feel like he
No,
fetched
that's
slightly more for being Japanese. Tell me there's not some faggot who will nut all over that shit. Oh wait, Shane nutted all over it. I can just trade to him.
That works. I'd give you a lust for it because I can't read it.
I mean, that's the way I treat it. Is this is not English? I'll give you 25 cents. Oh, if it's a Japanese Karn, I'll give you a dime.
It's a Japanese Tybalt. You're gonna have to give me $3 to take that.
Fuck that! You ain't giving me $3 for that bullshit. Better be taking me to motherfucking Ruth Chris Steakhouse for dinner. Better be sucking my dick afterwards. Better be giving me $100 damn Japanese Tybalt. You can trade a Tybalt in for, I think on cool stuff it was 50 cents if you trade in Tybalt. 50 cents for a mythic rare foil. Maybe you should fucking kill yourself, Tybalt.
Well, he can walk planes, so...
I hope they troll everybody in M14. It's gonna be Chandra, Tybalt, fucking Nissa,
Karn.
Karn to ruin everyone's life.
Just all red
Karn reprinted as a rare.
Actually, uncommon would probably...
Karn reprinted in all 4 rarity slots. And land. And the fucking token is Karn.
What about the card that tells you how to play the game? That could be Karn, too.
No, that's what I meant. On
Well, no, because there's
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
So if it's a token, it's Karn. If it's the how to play the game, it's Targamoth. You know how many modern fags would just eviscerate themselves all over everything?
I really think a 1-drop Planeswalker in the uncommon slot would be hilarious.
Uh,
What would they even... That's the thing, what would they even do? Like, 1-drop blue, his 0 would be like... Nah, you'd have to have like all negatives, and he would come out with like 2.
I think you can have a +1. I don't think they could do a blue 1 cost.
Red, maybe?
I can see red.
I can see white. Maybe.
White or red, I think, would be the only way to do it. And his, black, you could maybe get away. Black or green, his plus is you put a minus counter on one of your creatures.
Yeah. That would work.
Because then it would offset. Like, he could have some solid abilities as his 2 minuses, but his plus, you would have to, it would hurt you. Like, it would be like, +1, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature you control and lose a life.
It's acceptable.
I mean, I'd do it.
I'd do it because I would... If I got the 1-drop Planeswalker, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
I mean, if I drew him, if I pulled him, I wouldn't buy him unless he was like 50 cents. But if I pulled him out of a booster, I'd make a deck around him. Just to piss people off. Because everybody, well, yeah, pretty much everybody raged. Especially the second guy played. The guy who was running the blue-white-red.
Yeah. American.
He raged because he has no idea what the fuck I was playing.
Yeah, he was playing Lucky Charms.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because he had the Azuria's Charm, Boros Charm.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. Yeah. Oh, so that's what.
And
that
the Izzet Charm. Yeah, Lucky Charm.
Yeah, the Izzet Charm. He did that and the Azorius Charm nonstop. He didn't seem to have many Boros Charms going on. Because
I never saw him play it, but I mean that's more or less what the deck's still based around.
Yeah, but he was raging because he couldn't figure out what the hell deck I was playing because I was playing my deck, not what the internet told me to play. And he kept getting pissed off because he'd blow up some big creature, or I'd have like 2 or 3 creatures on the board. He'd Supreme Verdict, and I'd be like, okay, that's cool. Next turn I'm going to play Bloodgift Demon and Desecration Demon. He's like, what the fuck? So he'd Supreme Verdict those, and then I'd be like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to play Chaos the Unhallowed and Lord of the Void. I actually didn't get to play him, though. It made me very sad. And I really did run Elberst the Binding Blade.
I was hoping you would.
I didn't get to use it ever.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to use it against the last guy I played, partially just because it was the last game. And the first game, I just beat his dick off. Beat his dick off.
That doesn't sound good if you take it out of...
If you take it out of context, you better put it in your ass. But, the second game, I was gonna do it. And then he was like, Rancor, 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 Rancor. I was like, nope, I'm gonna kill you now. I'll just blow your shit up and then stab you in the face. Don't have time to Elbers.
I like how we've gone on for almost 25 minutes talking about this chicken fuck.
Could be worse.
And the worst part is someone might actually listen to it.
Yeah, we could post this on...
upload it.
We could upload this to, like, YouTube. And people would listen to this. Not knocking you people for listening to us. I appreciate you listening to us. I'm glad you are. Just stop doing what the internet tells you. And if a card is just okay, or even if it's bad, make it a point to find a good use for it. Even if that means using it to wipe your anus.
Timmy's are gonna Tim, Johnny's are gonna John, and Spike's are just faggots. All right.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how it goes. I want to see broken decks made with cards that make people go, "What the fuck is that?"
Like my best deck was probably the
Friday Night Magic, and every player that I played against is having to take every card I play and read it because, oh, I've never seen this. Oh, I've never seen this. Really? Because it came out in Innistrad.
Well, that's like Call of the Kindred. They had to stop and read Call of the
Kindred.
Oh,
yeah, nobody had any idea what Call to the Kindred was, because that's what he was using. He was playing Master Biomancer and Call to the Kindred.
Yeah.
And Infinite Reflection. Put it all together, it's pretty okay. Pretty fucking great, actually.
Getting to that point is hard.
But infinitely reflecting your opponent's High Priest of Penance is also kind of funny. Especially his reaction to it.
Oh, God.
Okay.
He
said it just like that, too.
But no, I mean, just like try to break the game. That's what we try to do.
Just break the game.
Easily the best deck I've ever made.
The key word here is game.
Defenders, dude. Defenders. The
Defenders actually worked out pretty okay.
When it drops.
When it hit, but I think it could be tweaked and made a little bit better.
Oh yeah, always.
Just like the Black Heartless Summoning deck. Heartless Summoning Demons, it's not even really demons. Well, I mean, it's mostly demons, but I also have vampires and zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie.
And
singular zombie. And spirits.
I was gonna say, isn't he a spurt?
Yeah, the Ghast is spurring. It played much better when I had 4 Crypt Ghast, though.
Obviously.
Because there were games when we were playtesting it where I would drop 2 Crypt Ghast on turn 3. Turn 4, I have 12 black mana. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Lord of the Void for 5. I'm gonna cast Machias for 4, and I'll cast a Bloodgift Demon. Oh, well, if that turn 5, well, I've got 15 more mana to spend. I think I'll increasing ambition to go get Gristlebrand, and then punch you in the dick.
Right in the penis.
Directly in the penis.
I still like the X Searcher. That's my.
I mean, it's not bad. I like increasing ambition because I actually more often than not use it to get a Lord, I'm trapped. Oh, Lord, I'm trapped.
Oh, you have to apologize though.
Oh, all right. Sorry for all the rattling because I'm sure that was horrible. My leg was trapped under my chair and it was increasingly painful. You see what I did there? If you didn't, it's okay, kids. Go to bed. It's late.
The reason I don't know,
2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's time for a nap.
Yeah. I like Diabolic Revelation more because I can search for 4 cards usually when I use it.
In all honesty, that would probably actually work better. I wouldn't be opposed to running both in the Crypt Ghast deck.
Oh yeah.
Because I like the increasing ambition for the first search, and then for 7? No, 8.
8's the flashback.
Yeah, I spend 5 to go get a card, and then 8, which should be easy to do with at least 1 Crypt Ghast on the board, and a lot of times I'll use it to go get a second. And then for 8, I'll go search for 2 cards. Okay, I'll get Gristlebrand and Elberst the Binding Blade. Suck my dick.
I like paying 8 to search for 3 cards just right off the bat.
I mean, that's
easier.
good too. That's why I would run both, just because increasing ambition to go get me, a Crypt Ghast.
Yeah.
And then I now have 2 Crypt Ghasts, so I can easily pay as much as I want to go search for all the important cards.
But you got to think, the decks I'm running it in were 4 and 5 colors, so I can search for, like, Supreme Verdict, Nicol Bolas, and another Supreme Verdict just in case. And that's just how I would do it.
I mean, that is a good point. That's a good point. Do that, people. Play 5-color decks. Play mono-color decks.
Tribal decks.
I wouldn't go that far.
Goblins.
I mean, yes, play tribal decks.
The very first time I played,
I taught this motherfucker how to play with fucking goblins. Classic fucking goblins. And then he goes and makes Krenko and starts shitting out 600 million goblin tokens a turn.
And
he did pretty well.
And placed ninth.
Placed ninth.
At my first Friday Night
Yeah, but
Magic.
it was like 32 people there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that shit was fucking packed.
Ninth at my first Friday Night Magic with tribal goblins.
It was pretty impressive.
Unbelievable.
I went further down.
Yeah, we had the same record, but for some reason...
Yeah. It's because I mostly just spent the evening beating up goblin decks. Because I kept getting paired up against all those little kids.
Well, it's because everybody was playing goblins, but they weren't playing M13 goblins. They were playing the M12 goblins because they hadn't rotated yet.
Yeah. What was I playing? Oh, I was playing Mono Black Vampires that night.
Yeah.
That was pretty okay.
And then that faggot with the Judge rule. Lands aren't black. I mean, yeah, they're not, but the way he carried himself about it.
Well, the issue was the fact that he then, like, he was a complete penis to me the entire game. Like, this is the first time I've ever played at Friday Night Magic. You should be, just as a player, you should be encouraging this. Because you want more people to come out and play.
And the fact he was a judge himself.
Well, I was building up to that.
Yeah,
the guy I was playing against actually ended up being a judge. And he made a complete show of it after the game, revealing this fact to me that he was a judge. And just being a complete dick about everything. Well, especially being a judge, you want to encourage people to play the game. I walked away from that game going, I don't want to play this game anymore, because the people who play this game, just because of this guy's a judge, and he's a dick to me. Like, the guy's just rude, he's nasty about everything, he's not fun to play against, he's not fun to ask a question of, which is bad, because everybody else I played against that night was actually a pretty okay guy. It was 2 little kids, I mean, they were like 10, so I mean, like,
Kids playing at Ace? Who would have guessed?
Well, yeah, fuck Ace.
We can give a shout out to Jersey's Comics and Games.
They're pretty okay guys.
They're very okay guys.
Pretty okay.
Except for like a few select individuals.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple faggots who
But
play
I mean,
there,
there's
but
always a couple
if you grab 30 people off the street, statistically speaking, at least like 4 of them are going to be faggots.
Yeah.
And
not in the homosexual sense.
Any of these times I've said faggot tonight, I don't mean to offend. No problem with homosexual.
He has no problem with the homosex.
I have no problems with homosex. No, no problem with gays. You know, whatever makes you happy. That's the whole point of this entire podcast, or video, or whatever we're doing here. This whole show has been talking about play the game to have fun. Whatever makes you happy, do that. Well, if gay sex makes you happy, then have all the gay sex in the world. I fully encourage that. I say faggot in regards to people just being faggots. Not being gay, just doing faggoty things. This is also, I'll reference Louis C.K. because that's what that kind of was. But listen to Louis C.K. He's a pretty funny guy, and he explains this really well.
Check my games, bro.
Actually, it's pretty, a little intimidating, actually. And these are the kind of people that play Magic. You know how many Navy guys there are playing Magic there?
There's an Army guy. Actually, there's 3 Army guys, and I think there was like 4 Navy guys.
It's ridiculous. Who knew the military played so much Magic?
I mean, it's pretty good because there's a lot of people in the military now that are nerds because we can control stuff with computers that explode other things.
I mean, but they all seem like pretty okay guys. Like,
oh yeah,
didn't have an issue with any of them. You know, they all.
One of them was wearing the feet shoes though.
I mean, I don't know about that. Maybe he's not an okay guy, but I don't have a problem playing military guys because it's quick, it's to the point, and they're respectful about playing the game. They're not being, for the most part, they're not being dicks because they can't get away with that shit because they're held to a higher standard, and for that reason, I enjoy playing against military guys when I'm playing Magic. Why? Because it's very back and forth. It's, okay, I'm going to play this. Oh, can I see that? Yep, sure, no problem. And it's, oh, is it my turn? Yes, sir. I mean, I do the same thing. I try to yes, sir, no, sir. Sometimes for comedic value. Totally trolled the shit out of that guy who was playing the Aristocrats. The Aristocrats. I do it every time. I can't say aristocrat. It's the Falcon Wrath Aristocrat. He's a vampire cat. But the third guy I played who was playing the Aristocrats. It was funny because turn 2 he played Blood Baron, and I was like, oh, I know every card in your deck. And he's like, and he all the way through my turn. Because he didn't know how to respond to this, and then it goes to his turn, and he casts Liliana. I was like, yeah, I know every card you're playing. He continues eyeing, and then, I forgot where I was going with the story. Oh, I pissed him off at the end because game 2, I couldn't draw anything. Like, I didn't hit.
Land.
No, it was like
creature.
land. No Heartless Summoning, no Cryptghast. I'm at 3 or 4 lands and 5 and 6 cost creatures. So, he was pretty much just beating the shit out of me very quickly. And, he finishes his turn. It was obvious next turn he was going to burn me out. So I took my time debating all of my options for my turn, which one of my 5-cost creatures I finally wanted to cast. Pro tip, 3 of them were Blood Gift Demons. Pro tip number 2, there were only 3. And he got very agitated because he wanted me to scoop. And he kept, like, grunting and making noises and like indicating to me that obviously I was about to lose, and I was like, well, that looks like it's all for me, so yep, your turn. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, it's your turn. He's like, but look at this. Okay, well, it's your turn. And so he got really confused because like he knew all he had to do was just burn me and, you know, just sack his creatures out. Like, swing for... It was going to be, like, 2 damage he was going to swing for. Or actually, no, it was more than that, because he had 2 grouse messengers. One of them was undead. You know, undying, already triggered.
Yeah.
So he hit me with the 2 of those, then had to sack all the stuff. But, like, the whole time he was like, well, like, for some reason thought I was going to do something with my no mana and my blood gift demon on the board. Like, some trick up my sleeve. And so he very carefully does all his plays, and then swings, and I was like, yep, you hit me? And maybe I played the Cryptghast. It wasn't Blood Gift Demon. It was something, because I couldn't do anything to block his guys. And I was like, all right, I'll take 7. That puts me at 2. He's like, there's a long pause, and he's like trying to figure out what's going on. And then finally was like, well, I'm going to sack this guy. I was like, okay, so that puts me at 1, and that puts you at 23. And then another long pause, and he's like, but, and then I'm going to sack this guy, and you lose, you know, I'll sack Ralph's Messenger, so you lose 2 plus 1 for the Blood Baron. I was like, okay, so that means you're at 26? No, sorry, 24, yeah, because you just gained 1. And I lose 3, so that'll put me at -2. Okay. And another long pause, and then I just picked up my cards and walked away. Well, he still sat there trying to figure out what had just happened.
Now that I think about it, because it would be a really good topic to get some feedback and some viewers, you're talking about memorable games. We can talk about memorable games that you had at Friday Night Magics with your silly decks, or just games that where you encountered a stupid silly deck. I'd rather not have people that play Control, you know, respond to us.
I mean,
I
would love to hear all your memorable stories about anything, really, but it's going to get very old very quickly to hear a bunch
They
of
had
stories.
4 creatures on the board, so I Supreme Verdict. Then the next turn I played Aurelio.
That might be a little bit of an
Oh wait, no,
oversimplification.
hold on. They had 6 creatures on the board, so I Supreme Verdict. Then I played Tameo.
All right, shut up, Burley.
Like, seriously, like, memorable matches, I can tell you real quick. My favorite one actually was 2 weeks ago. I was playing Rats. And I was playing against...
You're going to break the metagame!
I was playing against American Flash. And I beat American Flash 2-0 with a Pack Rat deck. Every time he flashed
it was mono black Pack Rats with, what was it, 14 kill cards?
13 kill cards.
13 kill cards.
Every time he flashed in something, I'm going to flash in Resto Angel to block. Before she's declared as a blocker, I'll play Murder. When she dies, I'll get a 1/1 rat. Alright, I'll flash in Snapcaster Mage, and I'll flashback. I'll use flashback on this card. Alright, after he resolves, I'm going to play... What's the ultimate price? I'll play ultimate price. I get 2 1/1 rats.
Victim of Night was the other one you were thinking of.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I get 2 1/1 rats. All my rats have Death Touch. Are you gonna Supreme Verdict? All your creatures die. All my non-token creatures poop out rats. I'll get 6 rats. GG. Every time, and that's what it was like. And it was,
GG, new fella. GG.
Also, what was the other memorable match I have is against a Tameo deck, and I was playing Door. But I was playing Keyrune Door. So,
I do know this story.
I'll keep that Keyrune tapped. Okay. My Door untaps this turn. I'll throw down a land. GG. Both games. It happened both games. I don't know how or why, but yeah.
Oh, the NFL will release the regular season schedule on Thursday.
Who gives a balls?
I mean, I do.
I don't care about football.
But back to Magic, what we really care about here.
Oh, yeah, sure. We actually rambled for 40 minutes about this.
Yeah.
People are going to listen to this
we should
think we're demented.
Probably.
Because
good lord, it's only noon.
Yeah. It's only noon.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm starving.
We should wrap this up soon so we can go get some lunch. Cause,
at Jimmy John's?
I did not care for Jimmy John's.
Really?
We went there...
but they deliver crazy fast.
Like 2 weeks ago. It wasn't a bad sandwich. It just wasn't anything impressive. I mean, for the amount of money I spent...
I had Quiznos yesterday. It was great.
Actually, Quiznos pretty okay. I spent like $15 on 2 sandwiches and a drink. And, I mean, it was a solid sandwich. It was nothing to complain about, but it was
nothing to write.
I didn't like the build. They kind of did everything sideways.
Was it doing cardio too much or?
No, no, like imagine you're eating a sandwich, like holding a sandwich in your hands. The left side of the sandwich has all the turkey. The right side has all the lettuce. So there's no way for me to eat this sandwich because it's obviously a lot smaller
I wish you could see the hand movements right now.
In height than it is in width. So obviously I'm eating it,
That's what she said.
from right to left or left to right. So half of my sandwich, every bite, is just turkey. The other half is just the lettuce. Except a little strip right in the middle is just nothing but bacon. Because they stacked all the bacon on top of each other. It was pretty disappointing in that regard. But it was an alright sandwich. But that's your food tip of the day, is not impressed by Jimmy John's. Vic, on the other hand, enjoyed it immensely.
I wasn't there for it.
Oh, you weren't?
That was Lauren.
Oh, no, I mean, I thought you have had
No,
Jimmy
no,
John's
no,
before.
I-
You've never
I-
eaten
no,
Jimmy John's
no.
before? Oh, well, don't do it. All right, never mind. Vic just likes the sound of Jimmy John's in his mouth.
No, it's just because they deliver crazy fast.
I mean, so do I, but
Yeah,
usually it makes me money.
usually.
Usually.
But that,
Ugh.
we won't go into details about it.
But I'm going to jump back to the funny stories about games you played, because it made me think about the pre-release for Return to Ravnica. I was one of 2 people who played Rakdos out of 32, I believe we had.
Yeah, because they always top out. The one that you went to, usually. You played Ace, right?
Huh?
You
Yeah.
played, yeah.
It was 31 or 32. It was, I think it was a weird number. Maybe it was 31 because a guy just bought and then dropped.
Yeah.
But I was one of 2 people to play Rakdos, and I top 8'd with it. The other guy, I think he just got his shit pushed in every single game. But it was the 3rd round, and it actually took almost 15 minutes for us to set up and play both games. He was playing... I guess he was playing Azorius. Yeah, he was playing Azorius. And I was playing Rakdos. And, the one game was beautiful. I was just unleash, smash, and he couldn't hit anything. He wasn't... I guess he was getting, sort of mana fucked, because he had plenty of land. He was hitting a land every turn. He just wasn't drawing anything playable. But he finally started hitting some stuff, and I think he Supreme Verdict me and cleared my board, and it went back to me, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll cast Goblin Rally, because it was the only time that I ever actually put Goblin Rally in my deck. I always try to do it in my Goblin decks, in my Rakdos decks.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work out. There's better stuff. But I am gonna play modern Black-Red Goblins and put it in there with Wart and Cranko.
I mean,
And
once I make after Dragon's Maze comes out, I'm definitely going to make the blue-red goblins. Yeah, because the Hobgoblin is going to be amazing. He's just so silly.
Oh, the test pilot?
Yes, the test pilot.
The Hobgoblin. I think they could have done better with the artwork for him, but I'm digressing.
Oh, no, I love it.
Played Goblin Rally.
Who's calling you?
Hang on, Lauren's calling.
Ugh. Well, I'll
We'll
go
just
ahead and-
continue chattering.
Yeah, I'll continue chattering while he goes and answers his phone. All right, so after Dragon's Maze officially comes out, I'm going to be making blue-red goblins. I'm an Izzet mage. I played Izzet at the pre-release, my first pre-release. I think I finished 23rd because I didn't get a very good draw. I was still trying to figure out how to play the game properly with blue and red, and be able to rush out creatures and control after that. So that's more or less how I base my decks now. I'd like to rush out a bunch of little creatures. I'll play Niv Mage's Elemental turn 1, turn 2, Niv Mage's Elemental, Blister Coil Weird, turn 3, creature, turn 4, creature, if I got any cards left, and then turn 5 I like to use Teleportal. Teleportal's probably my favorite card out of the that set. The entire block even, maybe, because it's just so silly. I'd like to play Rug, red, blue, green, obviously. Those of you who don't know how to, what the mana abbreviations are. Because I can use Teleportal on my Hydra, I can use teleportal on my prime speaker. But that's another thing. We'll go ahead and include that in the question section. What's your favorite card out of the Return to Ravnica block so far? What card are you excited for that's going to be coming out in Dragon's Maze? Dead Air. I'm just drawing a blank here because I don't have anybody really to play off of because I'm more of a straight man. But no, just go ahead and hit us up with what's your favorite card, what memorable matches do you have, what, you know, yeah, I'm just rambling now. I can't, you know, I'm tired. I've been lifting, man. I've been hitting the cardio, even though it's killing my gains, bruh. How long have you been playing Magic? I actually haven't been playing too long. You can hit us up with that. What you think of what's happened to the game. One of the topics that I've come in conflict with because I'm an aggro player. I hate planeswalkers most of the time. I really like Nicol Bolas, but that's the only time I'll ever play control in my life. I can't play control, but Nicol Bolas is the exception to that rule.
Nicol Bolas, Nicol Bolas.
Nicol Bolas, Nicol Bolas, Nicol Bolas.
All right, and I'm back.
I can tell you what I said while you were gone.
You don't have to rehash. I'll just assume it was Nicol Bolas, Nicol Bolas, Nicol Bolas.
No, it wasn't Nicol. It was.
Also, I apologize again. I keep having to move the mic stand, and it sounds
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. No, I just told him hit us up with what cards that they think is their favorite from the Return to Ravnica block. What are they excited for in Dragon's Maze?
I will not listen to anybody saying Obsidian Ghost Council, Supreme Verdict, Aurelia the... Well, actually, I'll listen to Aurelia the War Leader because there's some shenanigans you can do with that. I was working on some just stupid shenanigans with it.
I traded. All right, guys, look. And it's time to get deep here. We're about to get real.
We still haven't heard the rest of my story.
No,
because it's really a funny story.
I got to do my trades real quick. Those of you're going to get mad, get furious. I don't care. I traded my Boros Reckoner when he was $25 for 3 Prime Speakers to Ganis, and that shit has turned out to be probably one of the best trades.
Actually, a spectacular deal.
Yeah. And then I traded Aurelia when she was up at $20 for a breeding pool.
Just for a breeding pool?
Just for a breeding pool.
Just a single breeding pool?
Yeah, but now they're the exact same price together.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, I guess.
Yeah.
I wish I had traded my Aurelia when she was still...
Oh, I got rid of my Fury when that shit was $22. I was like,
yeah, that was a good
Bonfire's still in the format? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this while it's
Which
26.
reminds me, when Maze comes out, I'm definitely, like, all my expensive rares immediately trading them.
Oh, yeah, I'm setting up a PayPal.
Oh, word.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting 2 more boxes and then just setting up a PayPal to...
Could do it. Not the worst thing ever.
The only problem is you have to pull those cards to make your money back.
Actually thinking about it, I've done very well with my box pulls. When I got my box of Innistrad, I pulled a Snapcaster and Liliana.
She's okay.
When I pulled my Dark Ascension box, I pulled a Huntmaster, and before he spiked up, I traded a couple of bullshit rares. It was 3 bullshit rares for another Huntmaster. And then got rid of them when they were...
At their peak, quote unquote.
I traded them in for $22 in store credit each.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, because he's selling for $25 now, I believe.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got a spectacular deal with that. And I bought a bunch of modern shit. Just to piss everybody off. But back to my story of... I casted Goblin Rally, so I had 4 1/1 goblins. And he's raging the whole time. It was this big, he looked like he was military, but I don't think he actually was military. But he was big, super angry, red-headed military guy. And he was just so angry about everything, both games. The first game, because I just beat the crap out of him, hit perfect curve. Turn 1, Rakdos Cackler. Turn 2, Gorehouse Chainwalker. Turn 3, the Maniac. The...
Rakdos Shred Freak?
No, not the Shred Freak. The first strike
Hellhole
Unleash.
Flamer? No. Oh yeah, no. The blood something.
Basically, 1 through 5 or 6 just hit perfect curve, unleashed, and just smashed. But that was game 1. Game 2, play the Goblin Rally. He's bitching about it. He draws, cast Jace, Architect of Thought, and +1s and goes, well, there, now you're not going to hit me. Well, I was like, oh, okay, that was a really good play. Nice. And drew, played a land, cast an Unleash Carnival Hellsteed, and swing into Jace with the Carnival Hellsteed because he had no creatures. Killing Jace.
Obviously.
He loses his shit. Draws, does something. Like, I think he played some bullshit little creature. It goes to my turn. I swing and do 4 damage with the goblins, and then hit him, or he blocked with the whatever, and the Carnival Hellsteed obviously kills it. He then casts Avenging Arrow to kill my Carnival Hellsteed. Makes a big deal, like, yells at me about how, well, there, fuck that Hellsteed, blah, 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 blah. Draws, does nothing. My turn, I draw my other Carnival Hellsteed. Because I got the one out of the
boosters,
the guild
the promo.
pack,
Yeah.
and another one out of a booster. So I ran both. Play it, Unleashed, and he loses his shit. Who the fuck runs 2 Carnival Hellsteeds? This is bullshit, what the fuck? And I'll swing for 10, that's lethal, I win. Picked up my cards, walked up to the front, and the store owner who was running the event, obviously, looks up and he goes, what, do you have a question? I said, no question, just wanted to let you know I beat Shane 2-0. He stands up, which, if you've never played there, I feel like there's some gravity to him actually getting off his ass. And he stands up and he yells across the store, Shane, what the fuck are you doing to me? And then all you hear is, meh, 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 meh.
Oh, he's dying.
I'm really dying.
He's dying. Asthmatic people who play Magic? No.
Oh, Lord. So, yeah, that was the funny story from Return to Ravnica. I ended up top 8ing.
I enjoyed our time at the Gate Crash pre-release.
The Gate Crash pre-release?
It was lullable because you played Simic and I played Gruul.
And nobody else did that.
Like, 2 more people played Gruul, and
He was the first person to pick Gruul, which you were what, like the 12th person to pick?
13th.
13th to pick, and he finally took Gruul, and then 2 other people not long after that.
They were like,
Gruul.
oh, well, that's pretty cool.
I was
play
like
that.
30th to pick, and I was the first person to take Simic.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 people later, like, the 32nd guy was like, I guess Simic.
You're like, no!
I was like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, how do you feel about this? I just thought about this last night because I was reading the thing about the pre-release for Dragon's Maze. Mm-hmm. You help your guild through the maze.
Right.
So everybody's going to pick the same fucking guild just so they can get the promo card.
But isn't the promo card a foil plains?
It's just a foil basic land.
Yeah. I mean, it's
all get
possible
the,
it's more
the
than
maze.
just the plan.
We
Yeah,
also
we
get
all
the
get the
maze.
maze,
Yeah.
so that's pretty sweet. I mean, like, they're hardcore pushing the maze, since you get one for playing in the pre-release. It's a mythic rare, so it could just show up as a mythic rare in your pack. And it's a land, so it could show up in that land slot.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to get you to play this guild, this gate thing.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to... My gate deck can do work when it hits, but I don't think gates are going to be a thing ever. We're also going to see Innistrad rotate out in October.
Innistrad's going to rotate out. Maybe Theros will have more gates.
No, I don't think so. It would be cool, but it's
a
cool thought. Because we are taking a journey into the Nyx, so maybe there could be some kind of gates.
Like,
to hell.
they could be gates.
Hell.
They could maintain the enters the battlefield tapped, but rather than taps for one of these 2 colors, taps for just the one color, but has an ability as well.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't see it happening.
They could do it,
but I don't think
they
Wizards
won't
do that because
unless they're waiting to surprise all of us and they have 5 more gates in this set, and they're just going to pop them at the very last second. We're only at 84 out of 166 cards spoiled.
And originally they just announced that the gates were going to be in the set anyways, so they can still get spoiled. The other reason is we have 5 intro packs coming out, and there's 10 guilds, so obviously guilds are going to get paired up. Yeah. So, I mean, there could be gates that are going to tap for one of 3.
Could be.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd be super okay with that.
I would be very okay with it, because it would just be like Shards of Valera all over again.
It'd be Alera all the fuck over again.
Yeah, but Alera was pretty awesome.
Get out.
It had Progenitus, and that's
Get
all that matters.
out.
Nicol Bolas, Johnny Vengeant, Elspeth.
I mean, a Johnny Vengeance.
Sarkhan
Okay
Vol.
Sarkhan Vol's pretty okay guy.
Tezzeret.
We're also talking about, wasn't there another topic, favorite carves?
I guess.
So get at us with your best stories of playing silly decks or playing against a silly deck. Your favorite cards. Bounce us some cards that maybe you wanna combo.
Yeah, just go ahead
And even if you're too much of a bitch to make a real silly combo deck, was that too much? Should I not call our listeners bitches?
I mean,
It's not all of you, just the ones of you who are bitches.
I mean, they're very beta because we all play Magic.
I mean, that might be a good argument, yeah. But send us some combo ideas, and you know what? We'll put them together as decks,
And we'll play them.
and we'll play them,
We'll gladly play
and we'll let you know how it goes. Shit, we might even record the game. The game. Just checking.
That's the secret word.
This is not Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, sorry. Confetti just
Is
started
Lawrence
falling
Fishburne still alive?
No.
No?
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Lawrence Fishburne?
I don't know who that is.
He was Morpheus.
I don't know who that is.
But he was also in Pee-wee's
I
Playhouse.
don't
He
know
was
who
the
that
cowboy.
is. I don't know who that is. I don't know what... I don't,
Morgan Freeman?
I don't know who Morpheus is.
Get out.
We're 3 minutes until...
Yeah,
until the
we're
hour.
3 minutes shy of the end of the show. We're just going to keep this rolling. Giant Adaphage. If anybody has gotten some success out of this guy, I would personally love to hear it.
Does he cost 7?
He's 7, but he's 5 green. He's a 7/7 trample, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you get a token version of him. Which reminds me, I'm gonna need some token giant Adaphages, and 3 more giant Adaphages. I'm
The Jiggly.
I don't want to say it's a nervous tick, but
It's a tick.
it's a tick. I bounce my leg.
I'm just trying to think, because if there's a way to play him on turn 3. I don't think there is.
Obsidian Aid.
Actually, that's really possible. No, not possible. Because, once again, it's the same thing. Turn 1, Arbor Elf. Turn 2, Mana Rock. Turn 3, Mana Rock. And then you play another elf.
No, easy. Turn 1, Arbor Elf. Turn 2, use the Arbor Elf to get you to 3 to play the Somberwald Sage.
Yeah, but I mean...
Turn 3, Somberwald Sage, 3 lands, tap the Arbor Elf.
Yeah, but then you gotta play, like, Mono Green.
I'm fine with playing Mono Green.
Yeah, Mono Green is kind of silly at times.
I like Mono Green.
Uh-oh, we got 1.5 minutes left.
So I think I'm going to try to do that. Either way, I'm going to use Giant Adaphage in my bug deck. Because...
I can't wait to...
Because...
The Obsidat's Aid just for Omniscience.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so dumb.
This guy's working on a
right, well,
Obsidat's Aid.
We're gonna go over it real quick because we got a minute and a half, and it's gonna be the silliest deck. Obsidat's Aid, obviously, up until that point, you play stuff like Desperate Ravings or Faithless Looting to throw Omniscience into your graveyard. Obsidat's Aid to bring it back onto the battlefield. Enter the Infinite, play an elf, and then what's the
Hellrider.
Absence Pilgrim, play Hellrider, and then Infinite Reflection on the Hellrider, swing for lethal with all your Hellriders.
So, I mean, if nothing else, it's a silly deck that when it hits, it's going to hit.
When it shits, it's gonna shit.
Pretty much. That's,
That's the beauty of the
That's
game.
how our decks are.
That's the beauty of the game.
I mean, really, any deck can do that. I've seen some really good decks just shit on themselves because it's just the way it worked. It's a game. Yes, in some instances you play to win the game, but not in this instance. You're playing a card game.
for the lulz.
Just do it for the lulz. Do it for your enjoyment and the enjoyment of other people playing the game, because that's what's going to keep the game alive. Fluff's kept it alive for this long. Freaking, what, 20 years? Close to 20.
Yeah, it's 20 because
20 years.
from the
So
vaults.
we've got 9 seconds, so we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do this more often, and we will see you guys eventually.
Thank you for listening.
Don't thank them.
That actually worked out perfect right on the dot.